What's up with it, man? It's the Bronco with the Fro coming at you with another reaction video. We got 2025. Who in the hell deserves the Ballon d'Or award upcoming this year? In my eyes, it's only two blatant candidates to get it. You either got Mohamed Salah from Liverpool Football Club, or you got the man Raphinha from FC Barcelona. Shout out Nabuto for making this video. Go subscribe to him. Like up the original video. Get him to 190,000 subscribers. Even though we already decided, all of us, Hood has decided that the Ballon d'Or no longer means anything. It's still cool to come together and debate on who is going to get the award. Even though the award is not really once where it maybe used to be. Even though Hood told me that the Ballon d'Or still was low-key like the rigged award back in the day, even when it used to be. But I mean, it'll still be cool to see who used to get this, who is set to get this award right here. Now, previously, like I told Twitch chat, Twitch chat tried to tell me, leave down in the comments who's y'all top 3 favorites down below. Twitch chat tried to squeeze Pedri in the top 3 favorites for getting Ballon d'Or, and I tried to argue them down. They say I ain't no ball. But then Bleacher Report came out with a list right here, and they had goddamn Pedri at number 10. You feel me? So, hey, I mean, y'all let me know who in y'all goddamn top 3. We gonna see, but let's see what the man Nabuto has to say. Let's see what goes down.
The Ballon d'Or is an award given to the best performing footballer every year. And the Allegedly, does the Ballon d'Or really go to the best performing footballer every year? Does it really? Has sparked up a huge debate online on who deserves to win the Golden Ball this time. Will it be Mohamed Salah, who's been carrying this Liverpool offense to the Premier League title and has gotten an unprecedented amount of goal contributions this season? Or will it be Raphinha, a player who has risen from the ashes in this campaign and is carrying Barcelona in the Champions League? Or what about the teenage sensation Lamine Yamal? Does he deserve the Golden Ball? Or hear me out, what about the legendary Chris Wood? Okay, my fault, I was just playing. But seriously, who deserves the 2025 Ballon?
Y'all already know. Going into the season and midway through the season, you know, I said my boy Mo Salah was winning that hoe, but after I seen that boy lay goose egg after goose egg after goose egg, and the Champions, and the goddamn Carabao, I say, oh yeah, Mo, you don't want that damn Ballon d'Or, bro. You don't want that Ballon d'Or. It's Raphinha's for the taking now. And if Lamine Yamal keep taking them steps, hit that man, me and Yamal keep doing that business, boy.
D'Or as of right now. Well, let's take a look at some of the players who are in contention of winning the award and discuss whether they deserve the Ballon d'Or or not. And first, let's talk about my personal favorite player on this list. It's Mohamed Salah, because I am a Liverpool fan. Now, it's no secret that Salah has definitely been the best player in the Premier League, if not the entire world, this season. And his personal stats prove that, with him bagging 32 goals and getting 22 assists in 42 games at the time we're recording this.
And like we seen, the record for goals and assists in the Premier League season is 47. If Mo breaks that record and win a Premier League title, is that not enough to win the Ballon d'Or? Say Barcelona and Raphinha them don't win the Champions. Say they get booted. Say they win the La Liga, but Mo wins the Premier League while breaking the goal and assist record. Is that not enough to win Ballon d'Or? Let me know some.
54 goal contributions in 42 games in what many call the best league in the world is absolutely insane, which is why football fans are calling for him to win the Ballon d'Or this season. Plus, his advanced stats are absolutely phenomenal, with him being in the 90th percentile for goals, 99th percentile for assists, 91st percentile for non-penalty goals, 99th percentile for
that's for y'all boys who like the bro Mo and these penalties. Oh, Po Pala, Po this, Po that. What he said? 91st percentile for non-penalty goals right there. Well, you can get a little bit more advanced and shoot me down and say, oh, I'm still goddamn set on GeoGuessr. Hold on. But I can shoot myself down and say, when you do the advanced stats and you go to what about percentile for 90th minute goals maybe? Or percentile for second half goals or clutch goals or something? Maybe it'll be a different story, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and stop it.
for non-penalty goals, 99% of her penalty kicks made, 99% of her XG with 0.73 per 90, 98% of her expected assisted goals, 96% of her progressive passes received, 99% of her shots on target with 1.55 per 90, 92% of her long pass completion, 96% of her passes into the penalty area, 85% of her through balls, 99% of her touches in the attacking penalty area, 94% of her carries into the penalty area, etc. A lot of his offensive stats are out of this world. And we can see that
the Ballon d'Or committee don't look at none of those percentiles. They don't look at none of those stats. They just be voting straight off aura. Ballon d'Or committee be voting straight off vibes. They vote just off of, you know, what you win or what you don't win and type shit. You only say the percentages feel cap. Why do you think it feel cap? Hey, here go the stats versus the eye test debate. Everything is coming full circle. It coming full circle. That boy Ruscio says 0 percentile for goals scored on PSG and Newcastle. Man, watch out.
With how Salah is playing for Liverpool this season, he's been carrying the offense. Seriously, as a Liverpool fan, I can admit this, but other than Cody Gakpo, the players in the front line this season have been extremely underwhelming. Darwin Nunez, I mean, do I really have to explain on that? He's just kind of booty cheeks. Luis Diaz is way too inconsistent. Diego Jota has been way too injury prone. Federico Chiesa, I forgot he even existed.
Harvey
Elliott, Diego Jota has been way too injury prone. Federico Chiesa
was on my ass because I was like, bro, who is this again? Y'all know I don't know a lot of players by their faces. I don't even know by their names. Chiesa played like 4 games this whole damn season through all competitions. Boys that are coming, bro, how you don't know players on your own team? Because I don't give a fuck. I know all the regulars on the team. Oh, well, I'm sorry if I don't know all the bench players who don't get playing time. God damn it.
Forgot he even existed, and Harvey Elliott barely gets a chance to start, etc. Like I said, barring Gakpo, Salah has been carrying this dead offense, and he's one of the sole reasons why Liverpool are on top of the Premier League by a large margin.
Hey, can we take that into consideration? The teams? Is Barcelona that much? Can we hold on? Hey, Raphinha, he playing with Lamine Yamal. He playing with Pedri. He playing with Araujo. He playing with Robert Lewandowski. He playing with, you feel me? While more opposition is underperforming. Are we gonna take that into consideration? I ain't seen people bring that up. Or is Liverpool and Barcelona that much even of teams? Y'all think they that even? In terms of talent wise. He playing with the best midfield in the world. Salah is playing with the world-class midfield and 2 of the best. Hold on, you saying Liverpool the best midfield in the world? The best midfield in the world? Since when? Since when the hell Liverpool had the best midfield in the world? He say Darwin and Robert. He say I tried to sneak in Robert. Hey, Bleacher Report had Robert in that top 10 list. Now it's top 3. We go from best midfield in the world. Now we backing up the top 3. Let's see what goes down.
He's one of the sole reasons why Liverpool are on top of the Premier League by a large margin, and hopefully will come away with a trophy at the end of the season. But although many football fans want Mo Salah to win the Ballon d'Or, I mean myself included, imagine a Liverpool player, while also being the second African in history, lifting the Ballon d'Or. That would be crazy. There are actually a ton of football fans who don't want to see Salah lift the golden ball. And although some of them might just be some blind haters, let's quickly analyze some reasons on why Salah shouldn't win the Ballon d'Or this year. And the first complaint that comes to mind is Liverpool are out of the Champions League. You see, Liverpool were one of the favorites to go on and win the Champions League this season, with them finishing on top of the first ever league phase, winning 7 out of the 8 games.
And
so
then
in that,
had
undoubtedly,
Paris
they were named as the
Saint-Germain.
favorites. But unluckily for my club, they had the tough challenge of playing PSG in the round of 16 just because of how the draw worked. And PSG have been one of the best teams in the world this season. I mean, I know it's League 1, but they're currently undefeated in the league, which says something.
Oh, plus, wow. Them boys on an invincible run? I ain't know that. Oh, why nobody? That's how you know the Uber Eats ain't got no aura. Them boys just on an invincible run in the Uber Eats and nobody's talking about it. While last year, well, I guess because Leverkusen was an underdog that they was going invincible, but everybody was talking about that invincible run.
They're currently undefeated in the league, which says something. Plus, one of their own players might be having a Ballon d'Or level season, but we'll talk about him a little bit later. Thing is, due to Liverpool's unlucky draw, they had a difficult round 16 tie. And although they won the first leg away in Paris 1-0, despite getting absolutely dominated, they failed to get the result they needed at Anfield. They conceded a goal in the first half, and then lost on penalties to get knocked out of the Champions League at home. And what did Mo Salah do in these 2 legs against PSG? Nothing. In fact, it's safe to say that he did get pocketed by Nuno Mendes. Even though Salah is one of my favorite players, I have to admit that this did happen. And with the Ballon d'Or, there's a huge emphasis on how you perform in the Champions League. And although in the league phase Liverpool did well, they failed to get by in their first hurdle in the knockout stages. Additionally, Salah's Champions League stats this season have been worse than others competing for the Ballon d'Or. In the 9 games he took a part in since he sat out that loss to PSV Eindhoven, he got 3 goals and 4 assists, which isn't bad of course, but when he compares UCL stats to others, he's underperformed on his part.
It ain't bad, but not like Ballon d'Or winning type shit.
Champions League goals this season, that's kind of tough. So for me, if Salah doesn't win the Ballon d'Or, it'll be for one reason only, and that's the Champions League. But now let's talk about a player who's been performing so well this season, and especially in the Champions League, Barcelona's Raphinha. It's crazy that this past summer, some Barca fans wanted Raphinha sold.
Yup, this is where it all started. This is where his villain origin story started right here, boy. During the summer when boys wanted to get Nico Williams instead to pair Lamine with because of the Euros had just happened.
League, Barcelona's Raphinha. It's crazy.
Look at that. Look at all these laughing faces. Look at that. Nico Williams Jr. right here. Raphinha just say, bro, y'all got me fucked up, bro. Y'all got me messed up. I'm finna go win the Ballon d'Or. Y'all think about replacing me with Nico Williams because they weak-ass Euros. Raphinha say, man, this is my team.
That this past summer, some Barca fans wanted Raphinha sold and Nico Williams to join and replace him. And in return, he's giving them a Ballon d'Or level season. What a way to silence their haters. Anyways, it's no secret that Raphinha has just been an absolute beast in this campaign. Just looking at his personal stats, Raphinha has gotten himself 27 goals and 19 assists.
Look at that jump. He seen boys talking about Nico Williams and all of that. He immediately called up Kanye, Jay-Z, and all of them to get him to the initiation for the Illuminati. And if that didn't happen, like I say, he called up the most expensive doctors and stuff to get the most expensive treatment for PD distributed to his system so he could go ahead and perform at this high level. Because when the last time we seen a jump like this between a player from 1 year to the next?
Games at the time we were recording this, which is just simply sensational and a huge upgrade on his stats compared to his previous seasons. Not only that, when we look at his Champions League goal contribution stats, in the 10 games that he's taken a part in, he scored 11 goals and got 5 assists. This man has more goals than games played in the Champions League, and 6 more goal contributions Champions League ball. Well. That's a ridiculous goal forwarding output. The Champions League is the most mainstream club football competition in the world, so most casual fans are keeping an eye out on this competition. And when they see Raphinha performing at this level, it's no wonder that he's a favorite to win the 2025 Ballon d'Or, especially with them having some big game moments in the UCL thus far, like scoring a hat-trick against Bayern Munich and Barca's 4-1 win over them, scoring a brace, including the winner in Barca's 5-4 win away to Benfica, scoring Barca's only goal in the first leg of the round 16 away to Benfica due to an amazing long shot, and then scoring 2 goals in the second leg to take Barca through to the quarterfinals of the competition. These big game moments are only going to help Raphinha push the Ballon d'Or. Not only that, his advantage
for y'all, will Raphinha be able to keep this same pace next year? Or is he gonna fall off next year? You think he gonna still be on this same level? Will he just have an amazing ass season? Or is this the new Raphinha? Mike say no.
And stats have been great too. He's in the 90th percentile for goals, 92nd percentile for assists, 97th percentile for expected goals with 0.55 per 90, 99th percentile for expected assisted goals with 0.42 per 90, 95th percent wanting him to win the Ballon d'Or. What's the reason why he shouldn't win the Ballon d'Or? And I think the only reasons that would stop Raphinha from winning the Ballon d'Or is 1, somebody else massively outperforms him for the rest of the season, which I don't really know whether that would happen or not, or 2, Barcelona doesn't win anything else apart from the Spanish Super Cup this season. Because
that's what I'm finna say. You know this could happen
or not. Or 2, Barcelona doesn't win anything else apart from the Spanish Super.
All right, let's debate it. If Barcelona lose the La Liga and they lose the Champions, are you still giving Raphinha that Ballon d'Or over Mo Salah with a Premier League with a league title? Let me know something. Yup. No. I see 1 yes. I see 2 no's. I feel like you gotta give it to Mo at that point. You feel me? Coco say nah, and I'm a Barca fan. And King Chopper say that boy Rudiger to be up there at top. Colt say no, you gotta win cups, you gotta win. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you gotta win. There is no if, Mike. They ain't won yet, so of course we gotta say if. If Real Madrid, Mbappe is at 3, right? He say Real Madrid and win the Champions League and the league is going to Mbappe. I ain't think about that. Oh, that boy Kylian Mbappe could sneak through and get his first one. He could sneak through.
Super Cup this season, because there's still a chance that Barcelona could go trophyless in terms of significant silverware in this campaign. At the time we're recording this, they're still in the Copa del Rey semifinals and are heading away to Atletico in the second leg, which is a tough challenge to get by. The Champions League is still long and unpredictable, so there's no saying that Barcelona will definitely win that, and the La Liga title race is so tight that either of the big three can win the title this season. So if Barca doesn't win anything else, I'm not really sure that Raphinha will be given the Ballon d'Or. It's not common to see a player win the Golden Ball when they don't win a single significant trophy in the season that they won the award. Now yes, even though Vinicius won the Champions League last season, one of the main reasons why Rodri won it is because at least he still won the Premier League. And if he didn't do that, I'm very confident that Vinny would have won the Ballon d'Or and not him. So yeah, Barcelona needs to win silverware. Or else Raphinha, I think he's kind of cooked. But now let's go over to a player that plays for Barcelona's biggest rival, Real Madrid, and talk about Kylian Mbapp. Now if you asked me a few months back whether Mbappe has a single chance of winning the Ballon d'Or this season, I would have laughed in your face. Not because I don't like Mbappe, because
but in the thing that's crazy about Mbappe is everybody still say Mbappe is so great of a player that everybody's saying that this is a down year for him and it's not working like how everybody thought it would, and he is still in top 3 Ballon d'Or contention. He is still in Ballon d'Or contention.
Couldn't be further from the truth, but his start at Real Madrid was actually kind of underwhelming. He didn't score in the first 3 games of the season, he was being extremely wasteful with his chances, and he was missing unusual penalties in both La Liga and the Champions League. Not only that, Mbappe hasn't been playing in his preferred left-wing position since Vinicius is also at the club, which means that Mbappe has to play the number 9 role, which isn't his best/favorite position. So this, along with the lack of confidence, etc., was the reason why Mbappe initially had a poor start to life at Real Madrid. In fact, he was performing so badly that I even made a video talking about how badly Kylian Mbappe has been. But the crazy thing is, only a little bit later, I had to make an apology video.
That was 2 months ago. How bad is Kylian Mbappe? That boy had
crazy thing is,
a day
later, I had to make an
I was wrong about Kylian Mbappe. He's back. You feel me?
Apology video from my boy Kiki, because Jigs Buto really turned Mbappe's career around and he turned into a beast for Real Madrid. And dare I say it, he actually might be the face of Real Madrid right now. Sorry, Vinny. Because since then, Mbappe scored a brace against Las Palmas, a hat-trick against Real Valladolid, a hat-trick against Manchester City in the Champions League playoff round, etc. And now regarding goal contributions so far this season, he has 28 goals and 4 assists in 42 games. Sure, he doesn't have as many assists compared to the likes of Salah and Raphinha, but his goal scoring stats are definitely up there, especially considering his poor start to the season. And if you also take in the fact that he's becoming the face of Real Madrid, while also showing up in big games, like scoring a goal against Atletico in the league, and like I said, scoring a hat-trick against Man City, Mbappe is really coming to his own in the second half of the 24-25 campaign.
Eunice say, hot take if PSG win the Champions League, give it to Dembélé. I say it's not a hot take, but like, I mean, hey, that's what the Ballon d'Or is. Like I say, the Ballon d'Or award is really like who won. There is no the criteria in the, like I say, bro, the trophy's just useless, fool. Trophy's just useless. End of the day.
Which is why his name is being mentioned for the 2025 Ballon d'Or. Not only that, he's got some pretty good advanced
Whoever has
stats,
the most
like
motion
the 90%
at the
of
moment.
her goals, 89% of her goals plus assists, 91% of her expected goals, 90% Mbappe from winning the Ballon d'Or, is that other players have been performing better throughout the entire season, like Salah, Raphinha, etc. And the fact that Real Madrid can still go trophyless this season, even more than Barcelona.
Yeah, boys talk about some fair play. Boys ain't bring up fair play for Ballon d'Or not a single time. Boys had to hurry up and edit something in the Ballon d'Or criteria and go talk about some fair play. They just be making shit up.
At least Barca have won the Supercopa de España, the trophy they won by dunking out Real Madrid's head tops 5-2 in the final, while Madrid so far have no trophies, and there's a realistic chance that they might not win any. So if that happens, I can't really see Mbappe winning the Ballon d'Or, but there's always still a chance. Yeah. Somebody else who also has a decent chance
we got
of winning
Ousmane
the Ballon d'Or
Dembélé,
is a player who's now become the face of PSG after Kylian Mbappe left the club in the summer. It's Ousmane Dembélé. Now Dembélé is someone who wasn't making too much noise in the 2024 half of the season. After all, he literally only bagged a total of 5 goals in League 1 before December. But from then on and in most of 2025, Ousmane Dembélé has easily been one of the best.
Hold on. Like Mike said, with Ballon d'Or, are we taking into account the whole season or just half the season? They say in the first half of the season, he only knocked 4 or 5 goals. Is that not a slight? Well, he's not winning the Ballon d'Or anyway. But even if they win the Champions League, do you not slight that? The fact that his beginning of the season was kind of ass? Like I say, I don't know exactly the criteria behind Ballon d'Or. Is new criteria every single year. I feel like you got to take that into consideration that he started the season off kind of bad while you had other people like Salah, Raphinha who was performing like the whole season. You know?
Players in the world, and he is someone who finally looks like he's fulfilling his potential that we all thought he had from his Rennes and Borussia Dortmund days. After all, so far in the 24-25 campaign, Ousmane Dembélé has a total of 29 goals and 6 assists in 36 games, which means he almost has a goal contribution in every game that he's played for PSG this season. And not only that, he scored a brace in the 4-2 win away to Monaco, a hat-trick against Stade Brestois in the 5-2 win away from home, another brace against Monaco at home, a brace against Stade Rennais in the league, scored the only goal in the Trophy des Champions final against Monaco again, and in the Champions League, scored an important goal versus Man City and PSG's must-win game, scored a hat-trick against Stuttgart, scored 2 goals against Stade Brestois in the playoffs, and then scored a goal in the second leg of the round 16 against Liverpool, and eventually converted his penalty to help PSG win at Anfield to progress through in the Champions League. So as you can see on the goal contribution side, Dembélé is contributing in some very big games for PSG this season. Now looking at the advanced stats, Dembélé's in the 99% for goals, 99% for shots total with 4.93 per 90, 99% for a potential Ballon d'Or award. But what are some rebuttals on why Dembélé shouldn't win the Ballon d'Or this season? Well, we can't really make the trophyless argument for him because, well, Dembélé won a trophy this season already, and he's definitely going to win League 1 too, let's be serious. But I think the main rebuttal on why Dembélé shouldn't win the Ballon d'Or is the fact that he plays for a League 1 side. Listen, it's common knowledge that PSG have been the kings of France for a while now, and then winning the league is something they are expected to do. It isn't a surprise. So I don't think Dembélé winning League 1 is really going to boost his Ballon d'Or appeal, which means that if PSG don't win the Champions League for the first time in their history, I don't see how Dembélé could win the award over the other players that are playing in much more difficult leagues. However, at the same time,
imagine the conversations we go have if Dembélé lead Paris Saint-Germain to a damn champions. What will we be saying about Neymar? What will we be saying about Kylian Mbapp? What will we be saying about Lionel Messi? That Ousmane Dembélé did something that they couldn't do with the squad? Ousmane Dembélé and friends? Boy, yeah, it's time for some uncomfortable conversations now. Y'all remember Neil got a whole Ballon d'Or after ghosting a damn Champions League shout. As hood what Neil did against Bayern in 2023, the year he won Ballon d'Or, when they got kicked out the Champions. As hood what Neil did. You feel me?
Respectfully. However, at the same time, if PSG does win the Champions League, I have a hard time figuring out why Dembélé shouldn't win the Ballon d'Or. So the biggest trophy in Europe is both a blessing and a curse for Ousmane Dembélé's Ballon d'Or shout. But now let's go over to a player who's replaced Dembélé on the right side at Barcelona. Lamine Yamal. Now Yamal might go down as maybe the greatest teenager to play football at the highest level. And honestly,
not only the greatest teenager to play football at the highest level, but one of the greatest teenagers like in sports history. Y'all realize that? The man was 16 years, aside from individual sports, because, you know, you got individual sports like Serena Williams came into tennis playing pros at like 15, 16, shit like that. You know, different individual teenagers. But team sport-wise, bro, Lamine Yamal, he probably damn near the greatest teenager-wise. And he only 17. He still has 2 more years of his teenage after he turned. Yeah, he still has 2 more years of his teenage year. He talking about some Quincy Wilson. Not quite, buddy. Not quite. I know Quincy from the DMV and everything, but Quincy almost sold the gold for the United States. Not only that, he ain't even run the final qualifying race to win the gold medal. He was on the damn heats. He got a charity medal. Talk about some Quincy Wilson, boy. I forgot Wayne Rooney. Oh, I wasn't watching back then, so I can't say nothing. So, hey, what y'all think? Who was the toughest teenager, Wayne Rooney or Lamine Yamal? UCL and Euros at 17. Nasty work for sure. Lamine Yamal, Bron, and Tyson. Yamal, Bron, Tyson. It's the top 3 teenagers in any sport. Like I said, I don't like to include individual sports. I like to separate individual versus team. Mike say, tell Rooney to put his Euros on the table. All right.
At the highest level. And honestly, I can see that argument having some truth to it, because watching him all play football is one of my favorite things to do recently. He's been that saucy and good. He reminds me of a young Neymar, which makes sense because he's Neymar.
Speaking of Neymar, bro, Neymar. Back on the Dembélé conversation, bro. Let me pull this up. This is where I forgot to pull this up. I forgot to talk about this. ESPN is ranked a top 25 players of the 21st century. They got that man Neymar at 20. And they got the likes of Mbappe all the way up at 6. Do y'all agree, yes or no? They got Kareem Benzema above Neymar. They got Lewandowski above Neymar. They got KDB above Neymar. You want to say hell no. Hell no, hell no, hell no. What the hell has been up with ESPN and Bleacher Report with all of these rankings, man? But, hear me out. Y'all say the World Cup is end all be all, right? Kylian Mbappe won the World Cup at 18, bro. How can you not have him above Neymar? Using y'all own argument against y'all. You feel me? I don't know how he's above Xavi and Iniesta. I have no clue. I don't know what the hell ESPN been cooking up. I don't know how you have Luka Modric over Mbappe. I guess because of that Ballon d'Or. That Ballon d'Or carried Luka Modric this high to top 5. This is crazy, man. But I digress. But Neymar, his legacy falls lower and lower and lower, bro. No cap.
Neymar, which makes sense because he's Neymar's ultimate fanboy. But still, that's high praise for the 17-year-old winger. And it's not just the hype that's pushing this Yamal 2025 Ballon d'Or propaganda, but the stats actually tend to back him up as well. He's playing for an amazing Barcelona side this season and has become one of their best players at just 17 years old, with him participating in 37 games, bagging 12 goals and getting 17 assists. I mean, he's got 30 goal contributions in 37 games as just a teenager. That is simply incredible. He might actually be the greatest teenager to play the sport. And his advanced stats actually back up how good he's been too. He's in the 97th percentile for assists, 89th percentile for progressive carries.
He said they got people here talking about the 21st century
for passing into the penalty area, 91st for carries, 99% for penalty kicks won, etc. He's done well, and the advanced stats back him up. But sadly, there are a few reasons on why Lamine Yamal shouldn't win the Ballon d'Or this season. One, he's too young. Although there's no rule against a 17-year-old kid winning the Ballon d'Or, I personally don't believe that the hosts of the event are willing to give a kid this prestigious Golden Ball award.
They did it to Nail. The hell he mean too young? They did it to Marco Van Basten. Well, Marco was like 20-something. How old was Nail when he won his first Ballon d'Or? R9 was the youngest. Oh, Messi was 22. Hey, go ahead, rack up. The youngest is 21. Go ahead, rack up Lamine Yamal, the youngest ever to win Ballon d'Or. Rack it up. Rack it up. I'm putting in a bet. Is there a betting odd anywhere, a betting place where I can put in a bet for Lamine Yamal to become the youngest to ever win a Ballon d'Or, bro? He gonna get that hoe as a teenager. Mark my words. Whether he's 18 or 19, he gonna get that Ballon d'Or. The date is March 19th, 2025. Lamine Yamal, he gonna get him one and become the youngest, bro. My mom. He not winning Ballon d'Or in the next 3 years? Why not? He already down there finna be top 3. You feel me? Listen to Mike. Hey, y'all better listen to Mike. Spain is the favorites, I feel like, to win the World Cup. The World Cup is next year. You don't think if Spain win the World Cup and Lamine Yamal is player of the tournament, he's not going to get that fucking Ballon d'Or? You crazy. And I said this without even thinking about the World Cup.
Maybe be seen as slightly disrespectful to the previous establishment of names. So Lamine Yamal's teammate is Raphinha, a player who has been performing overall better for Barcelona. So if Barca wins a significant trophy this season or anything like that, unless Lamine Yamal scores in the Champions League final or something, the headlines are going to go to Raphinha and not him. And 3, although Yamal's stats are great, the players that I mentioned before do have a better goal for output, which might shove Yamal down on the list. Now don't get me wrong, there's still a chance that Yamal could win the Golden Ball. I just think it's going to take a lot for him to do until the end of the season to secure that prize for himself. But now let's move on to Neymar's biggest fan to Neymar's teammate on Brazil, Vinicius Jr. Now Vinny's a player who some say should have won the 2024 Ballon d'Or and that he was robbed of it against Roger. And although Vinny released a tweet basically saying that he knows ball hard to win that Golden Ball, the truth is, although he's been performing good to his standards, scoring 18 goals and getting 11 assists in 38 games at the time of recording this, his campaign last year was better than this campaign this season. And if Vinny couldn't win it last year, why would I say that he's going to win it this year with even worse stats? Sure, some of his advanced stats are up there, like being in the 95th percentile for passes completed, 98th percentile for expected assists, 98th percentile for key basket, like regarding goals, with him only being in the 80th percentile for that. Plus, with him messing that penalty against Atletico in the round 16, his poor behavior on the pitch, which I think might have cost him last year's Ballon d'Or, I do have a hard time believing that Vinny could pull it off in 2025. Now, if Vinny goes on a miracle run and helps Madrid win their 16th Champions League, it's still possible that they could give it to him. After all, it'll help Man France football's relationship with the most successful club in the world, Real Madrid. I'm sure they will want that politically, but it's going to take a lot from Vinny. That's all I'm saying. But now let's talk about a player who I think might deserve more Ballon d'Or shouts and is going under the radar. I told y'all. I'm not seeing enough agenda about Kane online regarding him putting up Ballon d'Or.
Ain't nobody talk about Lear because the Bundesliga literally has no motion. It has no PR right now. Larry going stupid over there.
Ballon d'Or level numbers, which I kind of don't understand. Why is he not getting more hype about this? Like, yeah, sure, he doesn't have a trophy yet, but he's definitely winning one this season. And on top of him having tremendous individual stats, Harry Kane can really do it, you know? I mean, after all, in my opinion, Harry Kane is the most complete striker in world football at the moment, and quite possibly the best. So far in 36 games across all competitions this
32
season,
goals,
32
11
goals
assists, 43 goal/assist contributions. 43 goal contributions in 37 games. You telling me if Bayern win the Champions League and the Bundes, that boy not gonna be in conversation to win?
assists, and also is in the 99% for goals, 93% for assists, 97% for expected goals, 95% for goal creating actions, etc. And this all just shows how complete of a striker Harry Kane has been, while also showing how he's been performing to the best of his level this season. And with Bayern walking to the Bundesliga in this campaign, Kane will finally win that first elusive trophy that he desperately wants. And with him also playing a big role in why Bayern Munich are proving that Dow is wrong in the Champions League and scoring against Leverkusen.
So it's still wide open, basically,
who knows? If Harry Kane wins the Champions League too, the Ballon d'Or could be his. However, I think if Kane just wins the Bundesliga, it won't be enough. Only because the hype surrounding him is not as much as the other players. And the agenda for him to win the Golden Ball isn't strong enough for the Champions League not to matter. So yeah, if Kane wants to pull this off, he's going to need to help Bayern lift Europe's biggest prize. Now I know what y'all might be thinking. Nabuto, who do you think will win the Ballon d'Or this season? And well, personally, I can see this going three ways. One, I think if PSG wins the Champions League, I think the journalists who vote for the Ballon d'Or will give it to Ousmane Dembélé.
The Frenchmen go give it to their own French person. You see that? Like I say, man, throw the damn award away, bro.
Question. Now, if Raphinha wins the Champions League with Barcelona, the Ballon d'Or.
So basically, whoever wins the Champions League go get
if Raphinha only wins La Liga next, I think he still might be the favorite to win the Golden Ball, but it's not guaranteed. And if Barcelona goes trophyless, I'm not sure Raphinha will win the Golden Ball at all. But if Liverpool wins the Premier League, which they seem like they will, and Raphinha doesn't win the Champions League, I still believe Salah has a good chance of winning the 2025 Ballon d'Or. The truth is, in terms of actual goal forwarding output, nobody's close to Salah this season. We went over the numbers. That's literally a fact. And if Barcelona doesn't win the Champions League, I think the race for the Ballon d'Or is completely wide open.
Wide open still.
Salah has a good chance of winning that. I'm also sure that for France football, for reasons of their own, want the Ballon d'Or to be seen as winnable for anyone across the globe. And having Salah win it as a second African to do so would definitely help them image-wise, I feel like. So yeah, that's who I think have the greatest chances of winning the Ballon d'Or this season. Let me know who you guys got winning the Ballon d'Or in 2025 in the comments down below.
Nobody win the Champions League, then they gotta go to goddamn Mo.
Down below. Now I'm sorry.
You feel me?
Sorry that this video took a while for me to get out. First, I went to New York for a week and just wanted to enjoy being a big back and eating hella good food. And oh look, I met Mr. Maxwell too while I was there. And second, I really just moved to a different crib. I mentioned it in the last video and made a post about it, but yeah.
Shout out that boy, hey, who deserved the 2025 Ballon d'Or. He for sure opened my eyes with in terms of who deserves it or not. Coming into this video, I had Raphinha winning that whole hands down, but I definitely didn't take different things into consideration. I ain't gonna lie, I still hope the man Mo Salah win it, but I still think Raphinha pretty much got this hoe in the bag. It stretched it away. The Ballon boys been playing, man. Hey, leave down in the comments below who y'all think go win and who y'all want to win. I'm out.